Hey everyone, Brandon from BC Marketing here. Today I'd like to talk to you about an opportunity to earn from one of the fastest growing trends in the world. Anyone that knows me knows that I have spent almost my entire adult life studying entrepreneurialism, marketing, and different and unique ways of making money that's cheap, simple, and easy to do. Now, in all my years of searching, I have never been so excited about an opportunity as the one I am about to tell you about. Imagine for a minute if you had bought in the stocks, let's say back in the 1980s before it had the explosive growth that it did. Maybe some of you did that and got filthy rich. But in particular, if you bought into Apple or Amazon or companies like it when they first IPO'd, even $100 investment would have been worth about $50,000 today. Unfortunately, we can't turn back time, so you can buy those shares now, but we can't turn back time. However, I believe that we are currently standing in front of another revolution. So many of you have probably already heard of Bitcoin. Now, it's been surging in popularity lately. So what is Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. Think of it as a purely digital currency whose value is controlled by the public. Now, when we spend money, for instance, in US dollars, all but about 10% of it is also purely digital currency. Money like US dollars, British pounds, and other countries' currencies are called fiat currencies. Now, in the past, America was on what we called the gold standard. Now, that meant that the value of the US dollar would be directly tied to the price of gold because gold is a limited resource. So this standard helped to keep the value of the dollar stable. Now, basically all that ended, however, in 1971 when President Richard Nixon removed the U.S. from the gold standard. Many European and Asian countries likewise had also introduced their own fiat currencies. That is, currencies not tied to the value of any limited resource. Now, the problem with fiat currency is that the supply, the value, and many other factors are controlled by governments and central banks. Now, if you guys have been wondering why the wealth gap today, for instance, is the biggest it's ever been in history, and why prices of assets seem so unstable at times, it all goes back to the removal of the dollar from the gold standard. Now, today the Federal Reserve has the power to essentially print as much money as they want. Now, did you guys know that when someone goes to a bank to get a loan, say for their house or their car, banks are only required to keep about 10% or less in reserves? Now, most people don't realize this. Let me give you an example. Let's see. Here's a slide here. We can see in the picture basically that the $200,000 you're trying to borrow from our example, okay? Let's say you go to the bank, you apply for a loan on your house. You fill out all the paperwork and you qualify. Now, most people think that the bank would simply, take the $200,000 cash that they have on hand and, deposit it into your bank account. Now, this couldn't be further from the truth. And in all actuality, what happens is this, okay? The central bank requires commercial banks like this one to keep about 10% in reserves. So the bank will essentially lend you that 10%, which they keep in cash. Now, in our example, for this $200,000 loan, that would equate to roughly $20,000, okay, which they'd have to keep in reserves. Now, here's where it gets really crazy. So where does that other $180,000 they're lending you actually come from? Well, in reality, it comes from nowhere. They literally create it out of thin air. If you were the one receiving this loan from the bank, you don't care where the money came from, do you? As long as you get it. Most people don't care where the money came from. When they log into their bank account online and see that $200,000 was deposited into their account, they don't question its authenticity or how the bank got it. Most people wouldn't even fathom that the bank could create $180,000 out of thin air. So they simply just typed in numbers on their computer screen and added it to your bank account. It's kind of like an IOU. It's kind of like an IOU between you and the bank. So if everything goes well and you pay your loan off in the future, then that IOU would simply cancel out. Okay? They basically lent out money that didn't exist. You then paid it back, so essentially the transaction satisfies itself and nobody gets hurt. So that's basically the concept behind it. But here's the problem, though. Life always isn't that peachy. For what would happen if everybody ran to the bank at the same time and tried to withdraw everything they had in their accounts in cash? Well, the banks wouldn't have enough cash on hand since they're only required to hold around 10% in cash reserves. Okay? This means that they literally would not be able to pay everyone. Now, if this sounds like a fantasy to you or too crazy an idea for banks to operate this kind of scam, think again. Okay, bank runs, as they call it, have already happened many times throughout history and in many different countries. Many of you may remember, for instance, the recent crisis in Greece. Citizens of Greece were only allowed to draw out less than $100 per day. Many people stood in line for half the day each day just so they can afford to pay their daily living expenses like food, gas, groceries. Don't think it can't happen again. I mean, here's a picture. Let me see this. Here's a picture right here of a line for one of the banks on a good day. Back in this Greece financial crisis. So the very same thing almost happened right here in the United States back during 2008-2009 financial crisis. As a subprime mortgage, as subprime mortgages began to default and risky leveraged derivative bets made by the banks began to eat into trillions of dollars worth of bank capital, America's entire banking system almost collapsed. If this had happened, many people could have gone to bed that night, with a decent amount of savings and woken up to realize that virtually their entire savings had vanished overnight. Now, this is literally the predicament that America was in. And not just America, most of the world as well. Now, I can give you a lot more information on currency and modern economics, but I'll reserve that for a different video. The main point I'm trying to make by telling you all this is that fiat money cannot be trusted because it could be manipulated. It could be regulated, it could be stolen right from under our noses by the government. So if you recall, some citizens of Greek faced, they faced something called bail-ins. This is where the government steps in and says, listen, we're going broke. We need to help save these institutions, and we notice that you have a lot of money in your savings. So, we're just going to go ahead and go in there, confiscate that, and call it a bail-in. And that's literally what happened. So, if that sounds like a fantasy, think again. It's happened many times. Similar things even happened right here in America when the government ordered the confiscation of all gold from U.S. citizens, for example. I forget what year that was, but they did that in, history. I think it was under FDR. And why did they do this? The Federal Reserve could increase the money supply during the Depression. It was around the Great Depression. They wanted to try and increase the money supply, so they basically confiscated, all this gold from its citizens. So in other words, they wanted the ability to manipulate the money supply and dollar value as they continue to do today at the expense of U.S. citizens. Let's take a look at another slide here. So that leads me to welcome you to the world of cryptocurrency. So now that we see all the problems with fiat currencies, how is cryptocurrency a possible solution? Well, as I said earlier, cryptocurrency is not controlled and manipulated by the government. It's a currency controlled by the general public throughout the world. So how does it work? Let me give you a brief history of it, and got a slide for that here. Excuse me. So Bitcoin, the first cryptocurrency ever in existence, was created in 2009 by a computer programmer that went by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto. Basically what he created is a system of currency that is decentralized. It operates via peer-to-peer network, which can be accessed by the public. So therefore we can basically say that it is controlled by the public. Now the way it works is that each transaction is coded into something called a block, and then each block then gets confirmed through a process called mining, in which blocks are then added to the blockchain. So let's take a look at another chart to illustrate this process more fully. Um, so here's an example. Like let's say person A sends money in the form of Bitcoin to person B. Now first the transaction gets recorded as a block. And a block is a long string basically of assigned letters and numbers, just random letters and numbers that's coded. So the block is then added to the network, and users then come in and add the newly created block to the blockchain. So think of a blockchain as a public ledger of all blocks ever created. That's what it basically is. So again, it's basically just a long string of numbers and letters that individually match up to each individual transaction. Now when each new block is added to the blockchain, those new blocks get confirmed and the transaction is completed. So that's basically the process. Um, it's a form of digital currency completely decentralized and out of the control of any single entity like the government. So since the blockchain creates a public ledger of each transaction and transactions must be mined in order to get approved, every piece of currency is accounted for, basically. So compare this to, excuse me, need some water here. Compare this to how the banks create dollars out of thin air. This is the power of digital currency, and this is why it will replace fiat money, basically. Now, besides Bitcoin, there are currently many other types of cryptocurrencies out there that use similar technology, but most are completely decentralized and each transaction confirmed by the public. Now, many of you may be wondering how private it is. So this is the other beauty of cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. The blockchain only contains details about how much was sent and where. So your identity is completely confidential in the system. So if you were to send, for instance, $10 worth of Bitcoin to your brother in India, okay, I don't know where you live, but let's just say you were sending it to him in India. It could be anywhere. It could be Egypt. It could be England. But the block would only show that a transaction for $10 was made from your wallet address to your brother's wallet address in India, okay, or wherever you're sending it to. Now again, a wallet address is a long string of unique letters and numbers. Nobody has any clue the name of the person that string of code belongs to, nor do they care. Nevertheless, your transaction will always be safe and confirmed since it shows how much transaction was for and the wallet address in which it was exchanged in the blockchain. So that's kind of the basic science behind it. And now that you kind of have that concept, I want to share with you what ultimately sold me on the concept of cryptocurrency. Now, for the last several years, I've been a full-time investor and day trader in the stock market. And if you are a professional stock trader or even a business owner or entrepreneur, you'll quickly learn about supply and demand and how focusing your money making strategies around that is the key to success. So let me talk about supply and demand a little bit. Generally, when there are more people trying to buy a product or service than are willing to sell, this will usually raise the price, okay? And on the other hand, if there are more people trying to sell a product or service than are willing to buy, the price will usually get lower. So, let me give you an example. When I was younger, I owned a business as a vendor for glow toys. And these items are very popular at places like carnivals, fairs, etc. And now one day I stocked a brand new LED light up toy, and from the minute I put it for sale, it started selling. I originally ordered I think like 100 of them and priced them at about $10 each. And within 2 hours after I put it for sale, over half that inventory was gone. And as a vendor, I needed to slow the buying activity so that I didn't run out, because it was a festival. I think it was like a camp out, and I couldn't just go and grab more. I mean, I had that limited supply that I ordered. So what I did was I instantly raised the price to $15. And I did that because it was just going so fast. And but it didn't matter because the frenzy continued. And as the supply started getting really low, I had, I think I had set my price to about $20, And now after the item had been on the market for some time and sales started to slow, that trend reversed. But I now had a lot of inventory to move and not enough buyers. So actually, I gradually moved the price lower to attract more later on. So that's kind of what happened to me. As the supply went up, um, the price got lower, but as that demand came in, and everyone was trying to buy that glow toy from me. Well, I had to raise the price to try to slow it down, and that's kind of the natural cycle of things. That's the basic principle of supply and demand and how it's correlated, to price. So let's go back to talking about Bitcoin and what ultimately sold me on it. So in terms of supply and demand, Bitcoin is more valuable than gold. Let me repeat that again. In terms of supply and demand, Bitcoin is actually more valuable than gold. Now, when I first read an article from someone suggesting this fact, I sort of laughed at it. But upon further investigation of my own, I found it actually made sense. And let's see why. So according to numbersleuth.com, okay, if you took all of the gold that we know exists in the world and put it all together, you'd have approximately 5.8 billion ounces of gold. Okay, now compared to other types of metals and things, that's actually extremely limited, which is why gold has such a high value. However, Bitcoin is even more rare. When Satoshi Nakamoto created Bitcoin in 2009, he basically set a hard limit on the supply. Okay, it's encoded in that supply. Now Bitcoins can be mined up to 21 million Bitcoin. Okay, so that's the max. After that number is surpassed, no further Bitcoin can ever be mined. Okay, so what that means is that there can never be more than 21 million Bitcoin in existence at any time ever. So now compare that to gold. That means that even when all the Bitcoins have been mined, which it hasn't yet, I think we're currently at around 18 million, which has been mined. But when all 21 million Bitcoin has been mined, there will be at least around 277 times less Bitcoin in circulation as there are ounces of gold. So why did I choose to measure gold in ounces? Well, for anybody that's familiar with futures trading, we know that the spot price for 1 ounce of gold right now is around $1,300 last time I checked, okay? Now, at its highest point back in 2011, 2012, gold was going for about $1,800 per ounce, okay? And here's a chart, here's a chart I took today from goldprice.org. You can clearly see from the chart what the value of 1 ounce of gold is today and what it was at its peak. So, going back to the previous slide here, let's see. Okay, so going back to that previous slide, we basically calculated that Bitcoin was even more limited in supply by about 277 times. Now, since we know that when supply is lower and demand is high, the price will usually go up accordingly, it's a safe assumption to say that if gold is currently valued at around $1,300 with a current supply of about 5.8 billion, then the fair value for Bitcoin would be 277 times what the spot price of gold is today, which is 1,300. So what does that come out to? Let's take a look here. Okay, so that's pretty good, right? $360,100 would be the fair value for the Bitcoin. Again, we calculated that just by taking the spot price of gold right now, and multiplying that by 277 times to make up for that supply deficit. So $360,100 would be about the fair market value per Bitcoin as it compares to gold. Okay. Now I went ahead and calculated what the fair price of Bitcoin should be based on gold's highest price as well over the last 10 years, and that came out to almost $500,000 per coin. So that means compared to the given intrinsic value of gold, based on its supply, Bitcoin's fair market value should be anywhere between $360,000 to almost $500,000 per coin. It's not bad, right? So what's the value of Bitcoin right now? Well, upon making this video, the price is around $2,500 per coin right now. So do you see now why I consider Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies like it such a great investment? Now, some of you might be saying, well, $2,500 per coin is still out of my budget, and if you're one of those people, I understand. Buying in at $2,500 per coin is still a lot of money. So when Bitcoins first started out in 2009, they were going for about 10 cents each. For a while when the demand for Bitcoin seemed undecided, the value of a single Bitcoin was about $200 to $400. Back then people felt it was too expensive, but if you look back now, I'm sure they probably wish they had bought. So now that we know that based on the limited supply, bright future, and lack of centralized control and other factors, it's pretty safe to say that Bitcoin will most likely only grow from here in the long run and by a lot. Okay. Now imagine if you bought 2 Bitcoins today. It would cost you around $5,000. But you would still be thinking about the cost if it grew, to be worth its fair market value, which we determined to be around $1 million for those 2 coins, at its high end. Now I do want to mention that there is hope for people that don't have $2,500 or $5,000 laying around. Now Bitcoin can be bought in smaller increments. For instance, you can buy like 0.1 or 10% of a Bitcoin for maybe $250. It would just be the $2,500 value divided by 10, and then you'd get 1/10 of a Bitcoin, for 10% of that price. So now, even if that's too much, you can go in even smaller increments, such as zero point 0.05, 0.01, or smaller units. The smallest unit of Bitcoin one can buy right now is called a Satoshi, and that equates to about 100th of a millionth of a Bitcoin. Now, there's even more good news, and this is one of the whole reasons I made this video. Now, there currently exists, and I don't know how long it will last, but there's currently something called a high yield investment product. Products available for people like you and I to grow our Bitcoin. So how do these work? Okay, let's talk about that. Now, first, you would open an account with one of these places. You just register with your email address and name, etc. It's like opening an account with an online bank. Now, once you do that, they give you a special wallet address to send your Bitcoin to. Now, you remember those unique strings of numbers and letters called a Bitcoin address we talked about earlier. So yeah, it would be one of those. And you then decide how much Bitcoin you want to deposit and initiate the transfer from your Bitcoin wallet, which is, your unique Bitcoin address. So once the Bitcoin is deposited, you start earning interest on it. You might be wondering, what these companies do with your Bitcoin once they receive it. Well, it's pretty much like any money market account, high yield savings, CD account, hedge fund, things like that. The company is seasoned professional investors who make safe investments on a daily basis for the financial institution. Now, by doing this, the company is able to earn a profit on your money and passes much of those earnings back to you in the form of interest payments. Now, in case you guys don't realize, that's all interest payments really are. Funds that you deposit in your bank, for instance, is usually used by the bank to earn a profit, and then that profit is shared with you in the form of interest. It's the same thing here, but in this case, the currency is Bitcoin. So, many of these companies are offering generous returns on these investments. Many are able to double however much Bitcoin you deposit within, sometimes just a few days. So this is why these are so important. It allows you to start building up and collecting Bitcoin before the price goes to $500,000. Now I do have to warn you, however, that like everything in life, there are many scam companies out there. So you will have to know which ones to join. And also the best time to join these companies seems to be basically when they first start offering, as you can usually get the best deals and your deposits are usually safest at that point. Now, because there's always a constant flow of high yield investment products coming out each day as Bitcoin becomes more and more popular, basically what I do is I spend time every day looking for new products being offered and testing them out before recommending any. So, I fully test them out with my own money, research the company, and let you know which ones I think are legit. And and I do that on a continuous basis. So I suggest if you're watching this video, follow me on YouTube or through any other social media links below, so that you can know which ones to join and which ones to stay away from. Here's that information here. Anyway, that's pretty much all for this video. Make sure to watch the next video in the series or any other videos that may have been recommended to you so that you can join our team and start building your future in what is fast becoming, the next big financial investment in modern history. And once again, this video was to educate you on Bitcoin and what I think the value is going to be, and obviously that is the fair market value. If you were to take that supply, and Bitcoin is growing in popularity, and other cryptocurrencies right now. So what I'd like for you to do is just go ahead and subscribe. Excuse me, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Or get a hold of me, or get a hold of um, yeah, just go ahead and get a hold of me. I'm usually I do this full time. So uh, whatever date you're watching this video, there's plans out there, and I can help you to find the right ones, because like I said, I mean, that's what I do is I research these things, and I'll tell you, hey, look, this is the one, it's been working for me. Or I'll tell you the truth, this one is a scam, stay away from it. um, so yeah, so whatever video is out right now, I suggest that you take a look at it, and I will see you at the top, and I will see you hopefully someday. We'll both be living very luxuriously, and our livelihoods will change, and we can help a lot of people. That's my goal for getting rich, and I'm already halfway there. So yeah, so I'll see you at the top. Okay. Hey everyone, Brandon here from BC Marketing. So what I'd like to talk to you about now is a program that I just got started with recently called iCoin Pro. Okay. Now this program is definitely going somewhere. I've never been so excited in my life about a program as I am this one, and let me tell you why. If you watched my last video, I talked about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and why it's going to be the wave of the future, and it's going to go way, way up in value. And that's because of where it's positioned right now. Okay, my last video talked about how Bitcoin in itself, because it's limited to a 21 million supply, compared to gold with an ounce of gold at a 5.4 billion ounce supply. I mean, you can see that the value is going to, the fair value of a Bitcoin is very high, about $500,000 right now if you were to take that supply and demand value. Okay, and so Bitcoin is, and other cryptos, I believe, are gonna go up in value, and it's gonna be the wave of the future. It's almost like if you invested in stocks, like when the stock market first started. Could you imagine? I mean, how rich would you be today? So this is the opportunity that's in front of you now. And what this program, iCoin Pro, does is they're going to teach you everything you need to know about how to be successful trading cryptocurrencies. And also, it's a way to earn money in itself as well with the program. And I'll talk to you about how this works. Okay, so here's my back homepage, my back office. So if you go to the training tab, which is right here, okay, this is all the training that you get with the program. So this is what the program is. It's the product is training, and it teaches things like basic introduction to Bitcoin, crypto, brief history, Bitcoin myths, benefits of cryptocurrencies, how does Bitcoin work, all about wallets, which is how you store your Bitcoin, how to acquire Bitcoin, security behind cryptocurrency, the blockchain, the price of Bitcoin, making money, mining, which is another way of earning Bitcoin, security, and then scams. It talks about the scams out there to avoid. What is an ICO, initial coin offering, cryptocurrency exchanges. Like there's stock exchanges. You guys have heard of the New York Stock Exchange and the Nasdaq. Those are a couple stock exchanges that are very popular. But since cryptocurrency is a brand new concept. I mean, it's not brand new, but it's not as old as stocks. This is stuff that is just started to get developed in the recent future. I mean, the recent times is what I meant. And so there's not a lot of I mean, there's too much exchanges actually. It's not like the stock exchange. That when the stock exchanges first started, I'm sure there were a bunch of them. So right now there's a bunch of cryptocurrency exchanges, but I believe that as they consolidate and this thing gets bigger in the future, there won't be so many exchanges. But if any of you are familiar with arbitrage, which every entrepreneur should know about arbitrage, um, there's apparently some arbitrage opportunities in some of these exchanges, which is one of the things that this system will teach you. They're going to be posting trainings on that in the future, from what they said. So anyway, that talks about these cryptocurrency exchanges, step-by-step guide to buying and storing your first digital coin, useful resources, core overview. Then they have the advanced trainings, which talks more about mining, blockchain and blockchain technologies, Ethereum. So Ethereum is another uh, type of digital currency, another type of cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin is the most popular by far in terms of market cap and things like that. Like if you were to go to I believe I have it up here. Yeah, so there's this website called coinmarketcap.com, and it lists basically all these different cryptocurrencies. I mean, as you can see, there's tons of them, but the ones that I pay attention to are the ones that are up here, because these are the ones that have the highest market caps. So what is a market cap? I mean, some of you may not be familiar with that. Like I'm a full-time stock trader and investor. So the term is basically, it means that if you took all of the bitcoins in existence, and you took the current value of that, that would be the total market cap. Okay, and then they have this circulating supply here, which is how many bitcoins are out there, and right now there's about 16 million. Okay, but like I said, Bitcoin is limited, to a 21 million max supply. Okay, so that's in my opinion where all the value for Bitcoin is going to come from. Um, so yeah, it's Ethereum, which is what they taught about. Another thing they teach about in this lesson is the second highest market cap cryptocurrency out there. So it's another rising cryptocurrency, and many people believe that it's also going to get big. And then there's other ones as well. So going back to here, so they teach you about Ethereum, smart contracts on Ethereum, investing, lending, staking. Ethereum, I have no idea what staking even is. So I mean, as you can see, I still have a lot to learn myself. Ethereum Classic, and then there's Steam, Made Safecoin, and then it talks about all the different types of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, and then Dash is another one that I'm pretty interested in right now, that I might be investing in the future. And then there's Litecoin. So it goes into a lot of advanced training. And then they have this one, which is coming soon. As I said, iCoin Pro has been launched recently. I mean, I think this thing's like less than a week and a half old. And we're still currently in pre-launch status. I mean, if you look up here, it says important pre-launch warning. iCoin Pro is currently in pre-launch. The official launch date is June 21st, 2017. Doing pre-launch, there may be some links, pages, and tools that are not yet functional. Please recognize this before you make a decision to join. All compensation plan commissions will be going out to do pre-launch. This is also an affiliate program. I'll talk to you about that soon. If you want to do the affiliate program, great. If you just want to get the education, you can too. But as you can see, I mean, I'm getting this information to you early because, I believe this is going to be a big thing. Um, and the earlier you get in, the better because, and I'll go into the details later of the compensation plan, but it also helps you get the training that you need, before bitcoins and all the other stuff start really shooting up in price and you're unable to afford it. But anyway, the actual launch date is June 21st, but you can join right now. As you can see, I already joined, I think a few days ago, and so they haven't posted this one yet, but they're going to be posting this training, and they're going to keep posting other trainings. This is an ongoing thing. Like as Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies start trending more and more and more, and start changing, and start becoming more socially used and popular. They're going to be adding stuff to this, and they're going to keep you in the loop. I mean, this is basically this iCoin Pro is going to teach you everything you need to know on how to trade this stuff, how to make money from it, and as things change, they're going to be posting that too. So I mean, you're always going to stay up to date on this training. So let's talk about the system, how much it costs to access this training, and then let's also talk about they have a built-in program where you can actually earn money not just from the training that you receive, but also by referring this to others. So when you if you want to get started or you want to sign up and just like I did, you get like your own website addresses, okay, and so you can actually choose from some different pages. Like I have this one here, I think right now. So let's click on that. And I
Why are
should have a
billionaire
link somewhere
investors
under
like
this
Bill
video.
Gates and Richard
Oops,
Branson
let me
investing in
turn this guy
Bitcoin?
off. They have a little video in here. Um, Underneath this video I'm making, I should have a link to my site. But if you don't have that, you would just type in discovericoinpro.com/bchai, okay, BCHAI, and you get to a page like this. Excuse me. You get to a page like this, and what you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to put your name, your email, and your phone. You actually don't even have to put this if you don't want to. You just, put your name, like Thomas. Let's say your name's Thomas um, Gregory, okay? And, you put your email address in here, whatever it is. You'd hit learn more, okay? And what that's going to do is it's going to take you to a page. I have it here somewhere. It's going to take you to this page, okay, and it's basically saying welcome. You're about to join the most exciting home-based business on the internet that could dramatically improve your life. 3 simple steps will get you there. Okay, so you would just put in your contact info again, and then you would create a username and password. Okay, confirm the password, and then you would select a membership. Okay, like I said, you're getting training, $1 million training. I mean, or more. I mean, I believe that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are going to create a lot of billionaires, just like the stock market did, just when it first started. Or imagine getting started with real estate. I don't know how many of you actually got involved in real estate while it was dirt cheap. Now's probably not a great time because real estate is very expensive again. But imagine if you had bought housing in, like, say, the 1970s or earlier. I mean, back then the real estate was like a $20,000 house today. I mean, a $20,000 house back then is probably worth about 500,000 today. So this is that type of opportunity, I believe. I mean, we're talking about a new asset class coming out. You're going to learn everything you need to know about how to profit from that with this program. And how much is it going to cost you? It's going to cost you about $39.95 a month. Okay. And you could also pay like 6 months or yearly. I think you save a little bit of money that way. So, it says save $10 with the 6 month subscription, or $30 with the yearly subscription. Okay. So this is going to get you access to that material. Okay. And it's not going to lock you in. You can cancel any month you want. But it's $39.95 per month as long as you want to stay. As long as you want to stay on that program. Now, this is where it gets really exciting, okay? this company also has like an affiliate program. If you want to make money by getting others, by showing others this program, this system, you could actually make money. So if you want to do that, and again, this is totally optional. You know, I know some people, they hear things like affiliate system or multi-level marketing, and they just run. You know, I understand. You know, if you're like that, fine, great. You know, you don't have to join if you don't want to. I would recommend that you do. Okay, and here's why. Because this is not your typical affiliate, go out and sponsor people, build a downline kind of system. What this is this actually is kind of like a profit sharing pool in itself. I mean, the company is generous. They don't do any advertising on TV, at least not right now. You know, they're not wasting millions of dollars running TV commercials and stuff. It's all word of mouth, because you know you don't even see advertisements for Bitcoin yet and stuff like that, but you will in the future. And you know, right now you have an opportunity to get on board with this company and make money for showing other people the program. And it's a one-time $40 distributor fee. Okay, so if let's say you did what I did, I got started. I paid this $40 distributor fee because I definitely want to be a distributor, and I'll show you why in a second. I'll show you kind of how you get paid by doing that. And then I pay this $39.95 a month. So altogether it cost me about 79.95 per month. I'm sorry, 79.95 one time. Okay, that's what I paid for the first month, and then each month after that is just 39.95. Okay, this is just a one-time fee here. So once you pay the $40, you're a distributor, and then you would just pay the 39.95 a month access for the product. Okay, so let's talk about what you get when you become a distributor. Okay, there's if we go into here. Okay, well, let's go back to this page here. There's so I showed you the training. There's also a compensation plan on here. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Okay. Okay, so this is what you get if you become a distributor. So it says while the training you receive on understanding and maximizing cryptocurrencies is the true value of the program, okay, you can earn even more by sharing iCoin Pro with others. So it's a referral-based marketing system, also known as network marketing, has become one of the most exciting distribution channels and income-generating structures on the planet. Recognizing that, we have designed a compensation plan that allows you to earn weekly commissions combined with long-term residual income. Okay, now again, some of you may not like this type of stuff, and I understand. You know, I personally do. Like, I've made a lot of money on affiliate programs and even multi-level marketing. I mean, I've made a ton of money on those systems. It works, okay? But this system is slightly different because yes, they have that sort of payment plan as well if you want it, but this payment plan is like none other I've ever seen. Here's why. Because you can actually get paid for doing, you don't even have to, like, even if you sponsor 0 reps, okay, like let's say you get started, you join as a, you join at this as a $40 distributor activation fee, that one-time fee, and then you subscribe to the monthly program. You can actually, even if you sponsor 0 reps, never talk to the business about anyone, you can still make money. I'm going to repeat that. You can still make money even if you don't sponsor a single person. Okay, so this isn't just like, let's go out and get as many people as we can. Sure, if you do that, you can make a lot of money. But even if you don't, it's more like a profit sharing pool. This is what the Powerline bonus is. Now, there's 5 ways to earn income. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the Powerline bonus. The instant you submitted your information on our website, we awarded you a top position in the fastest growing Powerline in the industry to give you a head start in building your business and your income. In fact, as people are placed below you in your team, you will get paid on full 5 levels of members in your Powerline, regardless of who enrolled them. That means as soon as someone in your Powerline becomes a member, you earn commission. Powerline bonuses are paid every month with monthly commissions. That means as long as you remain active, you'll get paid. Okay, so what does that mean? If you look at these Powerline bonuses, Okay, so it pays you 3% up to 5 levels for anyone that joins after you. Wow. Okay. I mean, let me repeat that. Anyone that joins after you is considered a member of your power line. It doesn't matter if you put them in or not. Like, let's say that you joined, and then some guy on the other side of the world joined, maybe a day later, or an hour later, a minute later, however long, and then that guy goes in. He goes and puts in his sister, his uncle, and maybe a friend. Okay, so he sponsors 3 people. You would actually get 3% of that bonus from all those people, and you don't even know them. Okay, that's the power that it's like you're actually you're actually earning a profit share of the company. Okay, so and that goes for however many people are within these levels. I mean, so if you let's look at my let's see here. Excuse me, I need some water real quick. Hold on. Get too excited about this. Okay. So somewhere over here, where is it? Okay, so let's go to genealogy, okay, and Powerline. So as you can see, it says, since I've joined, um, there have already been 9,584 pre-enrollees and 334 paid members placed in the company Powerline, and it's still growing. So that means since I've joined, 9,584 people pre-registered, and and a lot of those people will be paying their registration fees, and 334 people have already pre-registered, paid their fees, and are full members in the system right now, just like I am. So I'm gonna, as whichever one of those 334 paid members are in 1 through 5 in my down under me, I would actually get paid that 3% of um, I would get paid 3% from all those people. Okay, so again, let's say all 334 members are in my levels 1 through 5. I mean, let's take out a calculator here. Okay, so you go 334 times, I think it equals it. So the 3% is basically 3% of the their $40 monthly fee. Okay, so again, it's 3% per month of their $40 fee. I think that equals out to be like $1.20 something. Let's just say $1.20 roundabout. So this is how much money I would make each month, as long as they remain active in the system, if they're in my levels 1 through 5. And what did I do for that? Absolutely nothing. I just signed up. Okay, and I just signed up a few days ago. I don't know if it has the date on here. Yeah, here it is. Here's me. I signed up on June 2nd. Okay, today's the 6th. So 4 days ago. So in 4 days already, there's 9,584 people that have put in their information on the program and pre-registered, and 334 people that already joined. So, wow. I mean, you can see that this thing is going to be big, and unlike anything, unlike anything you may have seen, you're going to get paid even if you don't sign up anybody. I mean, with the program based on these Powerline bonuses. So that's very powerful. Now, if you do decide that you want to sponsor people, great. I think I'm pretty gung-ho about it. I'm going to be sponsoring people. You can actually make even more money that way. Again, you don't have to. Like, if you want to just sign up, get get access to the education, and and just sit back and make money from the power line and things like that, that's fine too. You don't have to put in anybody. But if you do, you can earn even more money, okay, with these fast start bonuses. Now, if you do decide to recruit people, you can get paid fast start bonuses, okay? Like for all your personally enrolled people, you'd get $10. It says here, on top of the exciting Powerline commissions, each time you personally introduce a new member to iCoin Pro, you will earn between $10 and $25 bonus the very next week, depending on your rank. There is no limit as to how many people you can refer, and with the power of iCoin Pro business building system, many of our members are introducing as many as 10 or more members each month, okay? So yeah, this is extra on top of the Powerline bonus. So, if you do decide to recruit, you're going to get paid these bonuses, and if you're like 1 star, and we'll go into rankings later, but you're going to get paid up to 5 levels on that too. Another thing is coded infinity fast star overrides. Okay, once you receive the rank of Star Elite, you earn infinite levels of fast star overrides on the initial order of everyone in your enroller tree, down 3 generations of Star Elite leaders. Okay, so example, if your enroller team grew by 1,500 people this month, you would earn between 1,500 and 3,000 additional commissions just for being qualified as a Star Elite leader. So what this is saying is, if you do decide to sponsor and build rank, your income's just going to go up. Okay, so I mean, right now I can sit down, do nothing, and earn the Powerline bonuses. Okay, and I'm pretty sure that would probably pay for my entire monthly $40 fee. So all the information I get is free, and all the and just for signing up into this program, I'm now getting a company share of profit. That's great. Okay, so that's more here. Now the residual income, I believe this is another way that you can get paid for if you join the company and do absolutely nothing. Okay, you can also get paid if you decide to recruit people as well. So this powerful compensation program makes it very easy to earn income and earn income every month. With the sense of urgency that is created by our Powerline system, our fast-filling 2x matrix ensures maximum spillovers to help you build your check fast. Once you lock in your position with Powerline, you are placed in the highest available position in the matrix following your enroller. This qualifies you to earn income 10 levels deep to start and up to 14 levels as you achieve higher levels of rank. And because the members under you in the matrix are paying their membership fees on a monthly basis, these commissions are paid out residually every month regardless of who signed them up, and even if they were placed below you from spillover. Okay, so what does this mean? Well, it means that when you sign up, okay, you're going to get your position locked in the Powerline like I did. Okay, so when I joined, I got my position locked. So that means all these other people joined after me. Okay, either pre-registered or joined. So all the ones in yellow are the ones that joined, and this goes on for a lot of pages, and I'm sure it's going to fill up even more. Remember, this program is like a week and a half old, guys. Okay, and this is really going to explode as the cryptocurrencies get more and more accepted, which they are. Okay, because if you guys haven't been following, more and more businesses around the globe are starting to accept Bitcoin as a form of payment. Okay, think PayPal, think like credit cards. Imagine this, Bitcoin. Okay, pay in Bitcoin. Imagine if you see that businesses, online businesses, even retail businesses around the world. Okay, this is going to grow into something massive. And this program teaches you about it and helps you get paid for being part of it too. So as an unranked, okay, which is when you're just starting out, unless you start out at one of the higher levels, I think you're able to go like 1, 2, 3 stars. I think you're able to go up to 2 stars if you sign up to the higher levels in the program. I just started at the bottom level. I just wanted to see what this program is about, and then I think I could upgrade later if I want to, or I can just earn my position. Okay, which is something I might do too. So the unranked, you're basically going to get paid 2.5% extra, okay, in residual incomes. And this is also going to be monthly, okay? So that's another way you can earn money from doing nothing, okay? Now, if you do something, obviously you'll earn even more. If you're, as you get promoted, you'll also be able to get paid on deeper levels, okay? So now spillover, if you guys aren't familiar with that, what that means is, if, like, how do I explain it? You've got a left part and a right part. They call them legs. And, every time you sponsor someone or somebody above you sponsors somebody into the business, they get thrown underneath these legs. Okay, so it's basically a way where you're your matrix grows with the help of other people. Okay, it's kind of like a if I put in somebody and you're a representative already under me, like let's say I sponsored you today, and then you get in this power line, so you earn your place, so you can start making these power line bonuses and your residual income. Okay, and then I get two other reps sponsored under me. I think one of those reps will go under you, okay, because of this trickle down effect. Anyway, to make a long story short, that's just a way of saying that you're going to be able to get paid off my efforts as well. Okay, so that's what this is all about. I keep saying profit sharing, and I want you to understand this concept. Okay, this isn't multi-level marketing where you have to go out and recruit in order to get paid. Okay, you can get paid either way. Now, if you want to do the other part of the program and actually recruit, you can do that too. Okay. Now on top of that, you get matching bonuses. So the compensation plan is designed for two reasons: to allow people to earn monthly income easier and faster in two of the biggest industries on the internet, and two, to make it very exciting for people to share the opportunity with others. With that in mind, our matching bonuses are a big part of what makes this the most powerful compensation plan in the industry. On top of huge commissions you can earn in your matrix, you also have the ability to match a percentage of all the commissions that everyone who you personally introduce to the programs earn every month. Okay, so they even give you an example here. If you enroll five people, um, who each earn $1,000 per month in the matrix, those people collectively enroll 25 members who each earn $500 per month in the matrix, and those 40 people collectively enroll 100 members who earn $100 a month in the matrix. As a 3-star rank leader, you would match 40% on the first level member checks, okay, and then 10% on the second, okay, and here's the amounts here that you would make: 10% on the third, and then that would put an extra total of $4,250 per month in your pocket, and that doesn't include your fourth generation 5% matches and what you earned in your matrix or any other commissions in your pay plan. So, and all you did was introduce five. So what they're saying is the company actually matches commissions. If you get in and you put in somebody, like say your brother, and your brother goes out and he starts earning big commissions, you would get a matching bonus from the company. Okay, so excuse me, those are the 5 ways to get paid as a distributor. Okay, and that's really awesome. So you can get in. what I would suggest you do. Hold on, let me get some water here. Excuse me, my throat was getting dry. Okay, so I would say, sign up under the site here. Get involved. Okay, go to the join page, and at least lock your name into the system. Okay, when you get started, just put in your information, get your name locked in the system, and I would say, upgrade. I think you have a couple days where your place will be locked in the system, and then you can go ahead and upgrade, or you can just upgrade right away and get access to the to all the materials. Okay, so you're not going to get anything just by pre-registering, except your place in the system will be locked. And what I mean by your place is, again, you've got your power line. Okay, so when I pre-registered, my place was locked, and so if I hadn't locked my place, I would have much less than this. I'd probably have maybe 5,000, and maybe like half this number. But by getting my place locked early, you're going to get more. So this thing launches on June 21st. Okay, so get your place locked. I would recommend you upgrade as soon as possible and get a membership. Okay, so any one of these 3 options will work. And then become a distributor. Okay, because if you don't become a distributor, you're not going to be able to earn any of these extra commissions. Like the power line commission. Okay, so all of these 5 commissions you get from becoming a distributor, and the only requirement to become a distributor is a one-time $40 distributor activation fee. Okay, so what you're paying for here is the product. Okay, $39.95 a month is what it costs. and then you pay one time extra $40 to become a distributor. Okay, um, and then that allows you to get paid on a commission for everyone that joins after you in the program, as long as they're in the required matrix under you. You're going to be able to get a percentage of this, when they have their plan. And what's beautiful about this is, remember, it's not just a one-time thing. This is an ongoing thing. Okay, they're going to continuously add to this training. Okay, all the time as this thing develops. So that is a monthly membership fee. So $40 a month is what you would pay. Okay, so your first month would be what is that? $79.95. Okay, because you pay both of these, and then every month after that you get charged this $39.95. Okay, and so would everyone else that joins. And that's going to allow you to earn that commissions, all of these things I talked about, for doing that. And again, this is one of the only programs I know of that you can get in and literally not do anything after that and still make money. Yeah, guys, this is powerful. Okay, this is powerful. And if you've ever heard that saying, like the people that make the most money in these types of things get in first or get in on the top. This is it. You're on the top, okay? Right now, this is the top of the company. I mean, it's just getting started. It hasn't even officially launched yet. This is still a pre-launch, and already you've got all these people joining. And I have no idea how many people are in the company now. I heard it was a lot, okay? But, this is just the people that joined the last few days after me. I mean, it's just going like wildfire. And again, in the cryptocurrency world, you're going to need this training because this stuff is going to someplace. I mean, if you look at the charts for Bitcoin, let me see. Okay, so if you look at these charts here, right now Bitcoin is $2,914.18 since last time I checked. I mean, since as of this date. And I mean, if you look at the way this has been moving, guys, look, I mean, it's just going up and up. And yes, okay, sometimes it crashes. I'm in the stock market. A crash is not a crash is a buying opportunity, basically. Okay, I mean, you can see a couple times where like news came out that freaked someone, these investors, and it came down a little bit. Okay, so is that going to happen again? Sure, yeah. I mean, you might have another buying opportunity for a lot lower than this, and this is why you need the training right now. Okay, because you want to be able to buy it if it comes down to 1,000, or if you want to be able to buy it now. The thing is, we have to look long term. Okay, see, I mean, this is the long term picture. I mean, looking at the stock market again, let's look at the long term picture here. I mean, what we're at right now with Bitcoin is, I believe the stock market where, when it was first getting started. I mean, this doesn't go all the way back, but this chart goes back to 1977. Okay, so I mean, look at the growth that the stock market has had. And sure, yeah, you have an occasional dip. Okay, and this is part of the thing they're going to teach you is how do you trade those dips. Okay, many people lost money in 2007, 2008. When the stuff was coming down over here. But many people became millionaires from it. They made money while it was coming down. They made money while it was going back up, and that's how you need to trade, guys. And this site is going to teach you how to do that with crypto while it's still cheap. If you looked at my last video, I believe that cryptocurrency is going to be actually bigger than gold. I mean, oops, let's take a look here. I have this video that I made here recently. I put it up in my last presentation, but I just want to show you again. Let's go to full screen. There we go. Okay. So, I just want to show you one of these slides again here. So, Bitcoin is actually more valuable than gold in terms of supply and demand. Okay? I mean, there's 277 times less Bitcoin in the world than there is gold. Okay? There's currently about 5 billion ounces of gold, and only the max cap at Bitcoin is set for $21 million. Okay? And I'll show you that in a minute as proof. So, I mean, this is what I feel the fair market value is of Bitcoin. Right now, the thing is, as we just looked at, it was about $1,900. I mean, it even went up since I put this in this video. But yeah, I mean, if you take the value of just the supply alone, the fact it's limited to 21 million, I mean, the fair value of a Bitcoin as compared to the gold ounce value is about 360,000 to $500,000 per coin. So, to make a long story short, guys, now is a good time to get involved. Uh, go to that link that I showed you earlier, which is the sign up link. Discover icoinpro.com/beacheye. Go there, fill this out. Put in your name, your email address, your phone number if you want to. Click learn more, and then get your pre-registration. Get in the system so that way your place is locked, and go ahead and make this upgrade as soon as possible. Any one of these packages are fine. You come in, at the $39.95 per month or any of these. But make sure you become a distributor. Pay this $40 one time, become a distributor, and that way you can start earning all that commissions I was telling you about, including the power line commissions. So because there's a lot of free money out there, guys. And also, if you do end up enjoying this opportunity, which I'm sure you will, you get a lot of usefulness out of the information. You'll be able to make even more money with the program because that's what this opportunity offers you. So now is a great time to get started, and I just urge you to go ahead and make that purchase and get your information, get on the education. That way you learn everything you need to learn and start advertising the program if you want to. I suggest you do because you can make even more money that way. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, you could email me at bccreativemarketing@gmail.com. Also follow me on YouTube so you can stay up to date on my videos, and I will see you at the top. Thanks, guys.